All right, what is up and what is going on, guys and gals? My name is Thomas. I am a website designer based out of North Carolina. And what I would like to do for you today is do what is called a web audit or a site audit. Essentially, all that means is I went, found a random local business in North Carolina. We're going to take a look at their website. We're going to see what they're doing great, what they're doing not so great, and I'm going to give you some great information from the perspective of a web designer whose entire job it is to make amazing looking websites that, most importantly, convert new clients, make them a bunch of money, and all that good stuff. Just as a quick disclaimer, though, the object here is not to belittle or bash or to defame or demean the company in question at all. Okay, this is purely a case study, and this is purely for content and maybe even a little bit of entertainment as well. If you yourself is interested in getting a brand new website either redesigned or a whole new website made, make sure that you go to my website, thomasketterman.com, to book yourself a free, no pressure strategy call where you get 30 minutes of on screen time, or if you're local to my area, in person time if you prefer it, with a professional web designer to see what we could be doing better and maybe even just to get my thoughts. Absolutely no pressure, and it is completely and totally free of charge. Now, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at both the desktop and the mobile version of the website. Now, this is extremely important because 60% of all website visits tend to happen on a mobile device rather than a desktop. So if your website doesn't look good on a phone or tablet, more than likely those customers are going to click away. Keep in mind, you have 3 to 5 seconds to capture the interest of your customer and to make sure that they can find the content or the avenue to which they need to go in order to satisfy their desires for the website. If you do not, they will click away. 80% of all visitors that leave a website that do not find what they're looking for never return. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up the website. Let's get started. Hauser Law Firm is a law office, rather, within Jacksonville, North Carolina, that offers a variety of legal representation for a variety of different things. So one of the common themes that I have with this entire website, and it is not unique to this particular individual, this is going to be a problem that, like I said, a lot of do-it-yourselfers tend to have trouble with, especially people who utilize Wix and Squarespace. They tend to have a lot of problem with the structure of a website. Very top here, it looks like we have ourselves a text-based logo. Okay, this isn't a bad thing because on my personal site, which I'm going to show you here in a moment to illustrate some of these issues, or rather to show how to fix some of these issues, I also use a text-based logo. It's not a bad idea at all. The only problem here is that it's rather large and it lacks any sort of contrast. So what I would do is I'd add a little bit of contrast. It's also in an odd place. Normally this is going to be in line or above the navigation, which is this section here, but it's actually outside of the navigation. I would definitely fix that. I'd put it within the navigation or maybe style it a little bit better. The next thing is this little part of text on the right-hand side. It's also in a very strange place, okay? Basically, it just kind of talks a little bit about the company. This is a fantastic thing. It's just in the wrong place, and I'm going to show you how to fix that, okay? So this is going to be the navigation itself, okay? Now, before I move on to the navigation, one last thing about the website in general is that it is extremely narrow, okay? This is very old and outdated. We need to fix that. First thing we're going to do is stretch the website out a bit. Like I said, this is probably like 800 pixels in width or something like that. Super narrow. We're going to stretch this out to at least 1100 pixels, which I'm going to show you here in a moment. Now, moving into the actual navigation itself, okay? One of the glaring first things that pop out to me, silly. It's a simple oversight. The case sensitivity is just not uniform. We have a capitalized home button and an uppercase the rest of the navigation. I'm sorry. Okay, so home is capitalized. Everything else is uppercase. Easy fix, but again, keep in mind that every aspect of your website design, you're being judged on. The next thing is the navigation is very bloated with their types of services they offer, or rather the niches or types of legal issues. There's a lot of these. I probably would get rid of all of this, put it in a drop down in a link called services or something like that, right? You generally don't want to put all different types of services up here like this. It's just cluttered and it's just not necessary, right? And then one of the very final things about the navigation that actually is a major issue, it's not really part of the navigation, it's a site-wide issue that you're going to find, but the reviews for the website are actually hidden underneath of a contact us link drop down. Okay, This is a massive no-no. Again, it goes back to the 4 rules or the 4 things that a customer comes to your website for. Step number 2 is being violated because they cannot tell whether you're any good at what you do. They come to you because they need a divorce. They come to you because they need to get their kid back for, through a child custody case, okay? They need to know that you can do that. They obviously can because of the content on their website. We don't know whether they're any good at it because your social proofing is hidden behind a link. This is not good. We got to immediately rip those reviews out and put them somewhere more easily seen. Alrighty, so this is my business website. This is thomasketterman.com. This is where you're going to go if you want to book a strategy call with me. A 30-minute, no pressure, no obligation, no cost to you strategy call. Now, let's get and start with the navigation. This is what I'm referring to as far as the text-based logo, okay? You see how mine is? It's just Thomas Ketterman, my name, my first and last name, thrown together, but with my last name having some contrast. This is what is going to give the logo a little bit of personality, even though it's just text-based, okay? Logos do not have to be pretty pictures with intricate lines and swirls and things like that. It can be very, very simple and elegant. Just add some contrast. You're going to be great. Navigation, okay, my navigation is very simple. Again, you want to make sure that you answer the 4 basic questions. Okay, do you have what I need? Are you good at it? Is it of good quality? Why should I choose you instead of your competitors? How do I get it, right? Once you have those 4 things, you're good. It does not have to be complicated, okay? So this right here is the hero section. Below the navigation, but above this little orange bit, this whole section here is the hero section, okay? This is going to be your main heading right here, okay? Something to describe your business, generally a little boastful, right? For me, I build and rank bespoke websites, right? Simple, elegant. Below that, I choose to put some sort of a paragraph text in here. I'm just kind of describe myself a little bit more, give that a little more context, because some people don't know what it means to rank a website. This kind of gives that a little bit more context. And then finally, the button here that pops out at you, a call to action. I'm calling the visitor to take the action of booking a strategy call with me, okay? This could be book a consultation, shop now, add to cart, book an appointment, whatever it is, call to action. So we're back at the Hauser Law Firm website, a couple of last minute things, then we're gonna take a look at my low fidelity redesign to kind of show you what this website could look like. Now, super important, I had mentioned there is no hero section. Instead, it's just walls upon walls upon walls of text. Okay, the about section is the very first thing that you're met with. Big fat no-no. Again, call to action. You want to make sure that the purpose of the website is displayed first and foremost. We want them to book an appointment. We want our existing customers to make a payment. That's what should be here, okay? The about section is fantastic. It is, I love about sections because it humanizes you, okay? It allows you to create a really nice rapport with the customer initially. It allows the customer to kind of know a little bit about you and to form an opinion and trust you. Massively important to establish that rapport early in sales, but for the website, it's a no-go. Put this down the page a bit. Okay. The other thing I noticed as well is there's a lot of information here that just doesn't belong here. Okay. Information such as consultation fees, things like that, how to make payments, your location, business hours, phone number, fax number. This stuff here in particular, the office information here, this actually has a place and it is not in the main section of the website. It's actually down here in what is called the footer. This is where the phone numbers, the text phone numbers go, the fax numbers, emails, office hours, address, all that stuff goes in the footer. The next thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the social proof is readily available. Again, it's locked behind the contact us section. I'm going to show you how to put a really good testimonials or review section together. I generally recommend putting at least 3 reviews on the front of the page, on the home page. That way, as they're scrolling, absorbing the relevant information, they see a little taste of social proof, and then they're able to click to read more or something like that if they really want to dive really deep into that social proof. You give them that option. So, alrighty guys, now welcome to the redesign of the Hauser Law website. Now this is a low fidelity website, so keep in mind things like colors, things like, the positioning of things, we can write a line, text and stuff like that. The types of fonts that we choose to use, all this stuff is subjective and can easily be changed. So the point here isn't to see how beautiful of a website I can make with the right colors. The point is to redesign the existing website to just make it look better, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at top to bottom. Now I chose to add in this dark kind of secondary header here at the top. This has become a very, very popular thing to do, especially through like e-commerce websites, things like that, or product-based websites. We'll put in like discount codes or like 20% off or some sort of like holiday sale or whatever. It's really cool to put that here because it doesn't disrupt the overall flow of the website. And it's easily accessible without kind of diverting eyes from the more important stuff. That's kind of cool. I like that. This little guy right here, this little green ellipse here, just imagine that's like a little phone icon with a clickable link for the phone number. So instead of it being in that image or anything like that, it's easily seen and clicked on. So if you click it, it'll, if you have a computer that allows, that syncs with your phone or whatever, it'll go ahead and it'll call it for you. Super duper nice. And the best part as well is this can actually follow every single page of the website. So your phone number is always readily available, okay? The next thing I want to take a look at here is going to be the logo. I redesigned the logo. Purely a text logo. Again, a little bit of contrast goes a long way. The only bit of contrast here that I did, I found a really nice font that looks nice as far as like legal goes. You know, it's kind of, you know, elegant and eloquent in a way. All I did was just do a line break. I just put house or law on 2 different lines. Gives it enough contrast to know, you know, that it's something that's not going to be, you know, kind of misconstrued for anything else. It's going to be the logo, okay? And again, you can redo that in any old way. Even if you wanted a like picture-based logo, we can do that too, okay? We got the navigation here. Notice that home is bolded. Generally what you find is that the existing page on a website is different than all the other navigational items. So generally it'll get bold. It'll like have a little line under it. Maybe it'll be, you know, have a background color, whatever. I just gave it a quick bold color. Services, like I said, I went ahead and got rid of all of those, you know, types of legal services that they offer. We're going to put it in this drop down. You hover over this rather, and it'll display all those for clicking on. Prices and fees, I just thought this was a little more applicable. And then you'll notice that I put a secondary call to action in here. The primary call to action is down here. Secondary call to action is right here. Just to make a payment. Again, this is for their existing customers that need to pay them still. They had that payment option in the navigation, but it was kind of hidden. This just breaks it out of it and actually makes it its own thing. I think it looks nice. And what I did for all the buttons is I made them a pill shape. I just basically rounded off the corners to maximum roundness. Turns it into a little pill shape. Looks kind of cool. Okay? The next thing is their hero section here. But we're taking a look here. The only choice for legal representation, basically, it's just the heading, the tagline for them, okay? This basically just says, hey, I'm a lawyer, without actually saying, hey, I'm a lawyer, right? They provide legal representation. Who provides legal representation? Generally, law firms do, okay? We provide our clients with prompt, courteous, and professional legal services at an affordable fee. You know, again, it just kind of, you know, marries very well and contrasts very well to this to the header statement. And then you get your call to action, right? Schedule a consultation, because I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of their business is done via a consultation. Okay, cool. Scroll down a little bit. What do we see here? Let our customers speak to their experiences. Yeah, it's social proof, right? Basically, this is going to be a small list of their most recent reviews, is what I would normally say, okay? Again, social proofing is extremely important because, again, it satisfies number 2 on the list of things to knock off to make sure a customer is satisfied with their visit and becomes an ultimate customer, and that is, are you good at what you do? Is your product or service worth having? Is it of high quality, okay? So, yeah, absolutely. And then moving on down here, second to last is going to be a simple form that I had designed. I think this is a very nice form. This is what is going to be at the forefront of the contact page as well. If they're not a customer and they don't have to make a payment and they're not yet ready to schedule an actual consultation, maybe they just have a simple question. This is a great third option for them to take action on this. And then finally, the mystical, the magical, the all-important footer. Keep in mind that the navigation at the top, as well as the footer down here, these right here are going to exist on every single page of the website so that it creates uniformity. What's in the footer, you may ask? The name of the company, phone number, and then you're also gonna have a call to action here as well. The other thing I would have above this I didn't put is like your hours of operation, and then finally is the address that is clickable, as well as, imagine this green box being the Google Maps picture. We've all seen the Google Map picture that a lot of them have. but it's going to be clickable. So again, you click on this and it's going to open up Google Maps. Let's take a look at what the mobile version looks like, okay? All right, now this is Hauser Law mobile redesign. Notice how everything is now stacked on top of each other. Everything respects the boundaries of the smaller device, okay? We go ahead and we center align and stack on top of each other. Pretty much everything, right? The same old header, the same old heading, the same old, extra paragraph stuff. The call to action is now stretched across the entire screen. Again, because we have, limited real estate, we want to make that button as big as possible, because then clicking that button generally is what's going to result in us getting paid, right? Let's go ahead and take a look here. The amount of the reviews and stuff stack on top of each other, again, to respect the boundaries of a smaller screen. All right, we got the form here. The form basically just goes ahead and it just stacks on top of each other. It's still beautiful. The button is stretched all the way across the screen to take full advantage of the screen and stuff like that. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Now let's go ahead and go to the next image, which is going to be, if the menu is open, right? Again, this little hamburger menu turns into the X, displays with plenty of room, all the different clickable links here. And what I decided to do was, because if we go back over here and look, and that black area up here, the phone number is there. We obviously can't put this on the mobile version of the site because it would just take up room and it would just look a little janky. So what I decided to do was just add a little call to action in here to call now. You click it, it opens up the app in your phone, allows you to make the call if they really want to call, okay? Now this right here is just meant to show you what things could look like. If you're interested in me taking a look at and doing a site audit on your particular site, you're more than welcome to email it to me at info@thomasketterman.com. Link is in the description for that. Or like I said, go ahead and schedule a consultation with me, thomasketterman.com. Book a strategy call. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.